Are we coming back here again?
Yeah. You guys are gonna have to speak louder though.
Where were you exactly? You.
Speak louder.
Okay. You were here.
Was there. Actually, everywhere. We go here and we go there because you know we run, we fight, we throw stones, we throw TNT. But this is what when happens around in sunsets. But when we go to the cemetery, we just like we fight for a while. But when we back, it starts.
Okay. So
because we have bodies, we need to move.
Can everybody speak up, please?
It's tough, man.
I know.
Okay, so you go to the cemetery and you bury the bodies.
Yeah.
And then on the way to the cemetery, they fire at you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And
every day. And we have two fights here and in the internal security, because in the same way.
Yeah.
So we have fight here, there, and here.
And how many people would get shot? How many people would kill?
It depends. It depends. Sometimes in 1 hour 4 people. Sometimes 2. Sometimes 3.
In a day, how many on average?
Around 25.
25 people a day on average would get killed.
Yeah.
And this went on for how many days?
4 days.
For 4 days.
It's more than if you count it for 4 days, it's more than daily. It's more than 50. If you account it by 4 days, because the people who have died in Benghazi, they are more than 3, 4, 5
There's several hundred. Yeah, several hundred.
I think it's more than 1,000.
More than 1,000 dead in Benghazi.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that in there because I can't hear a thing.
Okay, well this isn't a good spot to talk.
No.
We'll get to talk some more when we're inside.
This is the main entrance.
Okay, get closer,
Wait,
man.
I'm gonna need to hear you guys.
This is the main entrance. Okay, the army was here there, and also the anti-aircraft was in the corner there. In the corner.
What, outside of the
outside, outside, and all these people.
So you said over here were soldiers.
Yeah, all soldiers from here.
And they were armed.
Yeah, also on the top of these buildings, snipers there, anti-aircraft here, and also there. So the whole armies was here.
And what were they doing?
They're just waiting for us to come soon to shoot us. Like when we be there, we were there in the far, so they didn't shoot us. But when we come close because we were angry. Yeah, because we were angry. For our people who have died, and I have documentary about that. I have video when they start shooting us from here.
And here they were live fire.
Live fire.
They're
using Kalashnikov and anti-aircraft.
The anti-aircraft artillery, they were firing it at people.
Yeah, yeah. 14.5.
14.5 centimeter bullets. Okay, should we go inside?
Yeah, let's go. So,
let's go inside.
Wow, all the people they cross now here, they never ever been crossing this street before. Never.
So the cars were never allowed to cross this street?
Of course. Where were we going there? This is the Katiba.
Yeah, this is the entrance to the barracks.
This is the main entrance. This is the main entrance.
And so, who broke this wall?
Our people. Our people after they, because most of them died and they ran away from the behind. So we enter from here, and we start looking for them, but we didn't find. We just found some bodies. And the others we didn't find them.
When you stormed the barracks, it was empty.
It was empty. It was people there. Bodies, but belong to us, our people, because they catch our people and save them underground. And they fired. It's like they are
burnt bodies.
Burned, yeah, burned.
So these aren't soldiers. These are youth who were demonstrating that they captured.
Yeah.
And they imprisoned in underground cells.
Yes.
And then when you stormed the barracks, they burnt their bodies.
Yeah, of course, and they ran away.
And you saw this with your own eyes.
Of course, from behind.
So you said over here were soldiers.
Yeah,
All of
all
this was
soldiers from here.
And they were armed.
Yeah, also in the top of these buildings, snipers there, anti-aircraft here, and also there. So the whole army is what was there.
And what were they doing?
They're just waiting for us to come soon to shoot us. Like when we be there, we were there in the far, I mean, so they didn't shoot us. But when we come close because we were angry, because we were angry for our people who have died, and I have documentary about that. I have video when they start shooting us from here.
And here they were live fire.
Live fire. They're using Kalashnikov and anti-aircraft.
The anti-aircraft artillery, they were firing it at people.
Yeah. 14.5.
14.5 centimeter bullets. Okay, should we go inside?
Yeah, let's go. So,
let's go inside.
Wow, all the people they cross now here, they never ever been crossing this street before. Never.
So the cars were never allowed to cross this street?
Of course. Where were we going there? This is the Katiba.
Yeah, this is the entrance to the barracks.
This is the main entrance.
And so, who broke this wall?
Our people, our people after they, because most of them died and they ran away from the behind. So we enter from here, and we start looking for them, but we didn't find. We just found some bodies, and the others we didn't find them.
When you stormed the barracks, it was empty.
It was empty. It was people there. Bodies, but belong to us, our people, because they catch our people and save them underground, and they fired. It's like they are
burnt bodies.
Burn it.
So these aren't soldiers. These are youth who were demonstrating that they captured. And they imprisoned in underground cells.
Yes.
And then when you stormed the barracks, they burnt their bodies.
Yeah, of course, and they ran away.
And you saw this with your own eyes.
Of course, from behind.
Okay, so we'll carry on where we left off. Yeah.
You might want to start a little back.
Okay. All right. So Ibrahim, you're with your friends.
Yeah.
You'd pass the barracks on a daily basis for 4 days.
Yeah.
Burying those that were killed on previous days.
Yeah.
And every time you'd pass the barracks, the soldiers that were in the barracks would fire it. They'd use Kalashnikovs, anti-aircraft artillery,
snipers. Yeah.
And so this went on for several days. Then you stormed the barracks. You raided the barracks. Talk me through how that happened.
Okay, after we start through the fishing pump TNT, they start because we were hundreds, they start run away from here. And also people, they told me someone told me that they don't want to shoot on us, but they have to, because they have snipers behind them. Anyone can't give the order, they kill him, so they don't have a choice except to kill us, to shoot us.
So the soldiers on the front line firing at the protesters, behind them,
snipers.
There were snipers, that were focusing on them.
There's part of them focusing on them. If anyone didn't give the orders or wanna come to join us or run, they shot them. So how we broke the walls? We broke the walls after they run. All of us, we enter here, and we start, firing to show the people that we have liberated Benghazi.
Firing with what? What did you have?
We just have the bottle of gas. That's it.
Molotov cocktail.
Yes,
Molotov
yes.
cocktail.
We just fire it, and you know we threw it inside, and we was looking for them and for weapons because we need weapons in that time because we didn't have even any kind of weapons, you know.
Can you walk me through the barracks?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Some of us enter from this main entrance because you know it was a huge people here, number of hundreds of us, as well as the behind the Katiba. As I told you, there's and as you can see, the snipers were focusing there. I mean, they was there, staying there.
So these snipers were shooting at the youth and the soldiers?
Yes, yes, yes. So when we entered inside, we were like screaming and we were happy because we did something in that day. In just 4 days, we have liberated Benghazi, and we counted Muammar. He has been here for 40 years, 42 years, okay? So we say like 40 years, we liberated Benghazi for 4 days. Each day,
10 years.
10 years, yeah. So we were huge of numbers. We enter inside looking for them, also looking for soldiers of Gaddafi, and also for weapons because we know Katiba, it was, you know, it's the main center of Gaddafi and his relative. So it was.
Whose cars are these?
Yeah, their cars. All of this, their cars.
So when you stormed the barracks, you torched anything that belonged
here
to the soldiers or
of course.
To Gaddafi.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You guys get closer together, so I can hear you better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear that bit about the torched cars?
Yeah.
And this is the main stage of his munasabat. I don't know when they do munasabat.
Events.
Yeah. This is the main stage of their events.
So what? When Gaddafi comes to Benghazi
for events, his speech from here. Yeah.
And when you see.
But I haven't been here before. I haven't been inside El Katiba before. Okay. Never ever.
Only Gaddafi supporters come into the barracks.
Yeah.
When he's here and doing a speech.
Yeah.
Only Gaddafi supporters.
Yes, only Gaddafi supporters, relatives, etc. You know. And as you see, the Katiba, it's really too big. I mean, you know.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. So at the same time, there's many people that don't have even houses. Libyan, really poor.
This is just empty space. It's useless.
Yes.
And who are these people that are driving around now?
They are people. They are citizens. They are happy because they are, you know, they're bringing their families to take pictures, record some videos. You know.
So this has turned into a museum.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They are too happy to be here.
Can you take us to this building here?
Yeah.
Do you know what this building is?
No. Maybe offices or because all the houses are from behind. You can see from there. The white buildings start. The houses start from there. And this all for the security offices. You know.
And why are there holes in the ground? I see piles of dirt where they've been digging in the ground.
Yeah, because you know when we been digging, we heard that there is some people underground, but we didn't found the main door to go inside or the way to go inside. We just digging like that to find them. So yeah, we've been like 2 days.
Slow down a little, please. Okay.
We've been like 2 days digging, looking for people who we heard about them that they are mahbusin underground.
So you would just choose a spot and start digging with I don't know, a digger, a mechanical digger.
Yeah.
In the hope that you might find prisoners.
Yes. And they found, but they were burning, you know.
Oh, they found prisoners?
Yeah, they were burning.
Burning?
محروقين.
Burn. So the prisoners, they I don't understand. Why did they burn them?
I don't know, because maybe they didn't want to implement their orders, or they are from us. I don't know. There is question mark.
So
Why?
you don't know whether they were soldiers or whether they
Yeah,
were
of course, we don't know.
protesters who had been captured.
Yeah.
So this is a site where you dug with a mechanical
Yes.
digger,
Yeah.
and then I guess you must have stopped because
Yeah. I
It
told
was
you it's
pointless.
not 2 days, maybe 3 days, continually digging here, searching for people that they are underground in prison.
And I see all of the buildings here are burnt except the mosque.
Yeah, of course.
The mosque you didn't burn it.
Yeah, of course, man.
And the mosque is still
Yeah.
it's still used.
Yeah, of course. You can see now.
This is the call for prayer.
What's called?
This is the call for prayer, the adhan.
Ah, yeah.
Can you take us to one of the underground prisons?
Yeah, we go there.
What do you think, Matt?
It's hard to say. There's a lot of wind.
Are you picking up his speech?
Yeah, but there is wind as well. So
Does that not add to it, or no?
I'll have to see him when we get home.
Okay.
As you can see, you know, they are bringing their families, you know, to see here, to take pictures. You know, in the beginning, after we liberated, the second day, this area, I mean the Katiba, it was full of families, children, women, old people, because they don't believe, they are not believing that they are here and taking pictures.
I'm not going to be able to hear this because of the call to prayer.
Should we stop for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we go the Habs prison.
Let's keep walking. Keep walking, and then.
Yeah. This is beautiful.
This is quite a big hole here. If you want to come and film a big hole. This is where they were looking for underground prisoners. Why they decided to dig here, I don't know.
ونحن نتوقع انه معمر شنو يدير اي حاجه، ممكن هنا في حبس لوطه، فهمت كيف؟
حفرته هنا وغادي وغادي وغادي. Don't film this bit because there's garbage here.
That's all right.
هذا مش حيوقف، راح اللي عند التكبير. هذا شنو اذان بالانجليزي؟
ما فيش كلمة اذان بالكلمة، اذان
اللي قلتها لي توا.
فهي جملة. The call to prayer.
The call to pray.
نداء إلى الصلاة.
The call. Yeah. The call.
ما عندهمش اذان، فما عندهمش
كلمة. The call to pray. هو هذا حيوقف لعند إقامة الصلاة.
لا إقامة الصلاة
لا مش إقامة والله. لا لا صلوا حتى ما الصلاة. شقق هذينا؟
شقق.
الفترش اللي عنده هذا ضباط الكلاب معطيها مشقاق.
ويسكنوا هنا وعويلهم
ما بعرف. تلقى لي عنده هنا عنده في طرابلس. ما جابش اللايت بتاع الضي. الضي ولا نية.
وهذا هو نوع من المسرح يعني.
يدنو بقول لك الخيمة هذه ولا حاجة.
الخيمة.
ممكن أنا مش عارف.
منظر غريب بشكل.
أنت أول مرة جيت هو ولا جيت من يومين فاتوا؟
للكتيبة؟ لا جينا بس سيارة هيك درنا فيها حاجة بسيطة.
شوف أندر جراوند بريزنت.
شفنا خشينا فيها. ما
So what do we got here?
This is underground prison. You know. You can see how big is the door.
Wow, that's solid.
Yeah.
Look how big this hinge is. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts.
And there's
7, 8, 9 bolts.
And there's other door.
So this is one, and then another door.
And other door inside. See, 1, 2,
doors.
3 doors.
And this is housed in what? This is like a concrete bunker.
Yeah. Feel light, Joa. There isn't light because you can see.
Ibrahim, do you want to show me?
Yeah.
1 second, guys. Let me get my camera light. What's this? Is this for light as well? Or? It's for a microphone. Oh. For a boom mic, as we call it.
This is the end of the dog by Benghazi liberator.
نهاية الكلب على يد
The end, yeah.
Benghazi.
The end of the dog
on
the hand of Benghazi liberator or liberator of Benghazi.
Freedom fighters.
Freedom fighters of Benghazi. Or liberator.
Liberator.
Yeah. Liberator. So this is the door? Here, yeah. There's the other door.
Wow.
Come on, put your back into it, man.
No, I'll break my back in the process. So, when people came into the prison, did they find prisoners?
They found, but all of them they were like dying.
Dead.
Yeah, dead. Yeah. Here and there's 2 prisons, underground prisons, you know.
But there's no sanitation here.
Yeah.
Where do they? Where's the toilet?
There's no toilet, man. You can use bottle here.
And these are the windows.
Yeah.
That's it.
But if you can see the other part, the other side of the window is like 4 meters, 3 meters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not much of a view.
Yeah.
What does this say here?
This is the name of. This is Shahid.
الشهيد مفتاح بوعشرة الخميسي. This is, it says the martyr, and then his name, Muftah Bu'ish al-Khamis.
The martyr, yeah. And this is other martyr, the martyr Muhammad Salah, 20th of February.
He died on the 20th of February.
Yeah.
And these prisons, were they used by Gaddafi before the revolution?
Yeah. Yeah.
They were. There were people imprisoned here before the revolution.
Yeah. Also in the revolution time, I mean, during the revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they would arrest the protesters.
Yes. There's a lot of them, and they brought them here.
Is this where you found the burnt bodies?
Here, yeah, here. No, the other one, because there's two.
Right.
Yeah, here and there.
What did you find down here?
Dead people.
Already dead.
Yeah, already dead people. Yeah, already dead people.
So what happened when were all of Gaddafi's soldiers gone when you got into the Katiba?
Yeah, we didn't find the Gaddafi armies. I don't know where they have dispersed, but they told me that someone told me that they ran from behind. You know, they like just destroyed the wall and they threw it and they ran from there.
So you came in through the front wall, you destroyed the front
Yes.
wall, you stormed the barracks,
Yeah.
and they fled through the rear.
Yeah, definitely, yes.
Actually, this is a good place. Do you want to introduce yourself and what happened here?
Yeah, okay. My name is Ibrahim Uthman Inezi. I'm 27 years old. I'm from Benghazi, one of the Benghazi liberators. In this revolution, I joined it with them in this first day, which was 15th of February. And I was with the other people when we destroyed, and fired the Katiba. And I was in the group, the first group who entered the Katiba with all the people here. And this is the prison, as you see, this underground prison. We found dead people here, and we found, burned people from the other prisons. We found a lot of body here, So
Matt, this is my cousin. I haven't seen him for 20 years. The last time I saw him, he was a toddler. And he's the reason why I came back to Benghazi. I was in London watching the events unfold, glued to the TV, CNN, Al Jazeera, Sky News. And one night I saw a documentary, a BBC documentary, which really touched me. It really sort of caught my attention. It was about the revolution. It followed people like Ibrahim, and Ibrahim was filmed in this documentary. And I watched it with some friends, and I thought, man, this guy has got an enormous amount of courage and determination, him and his fellow liberators. But I had no idea he was my cousin. And it was only during the weekend when I went home and spent some time with the family, and my father said to me, "Did you watch that documentary last week?" And I said, "Yeah, it was a great documentary." He said, "Did you see your cousin Ibrahim?" And I said, my cousin Ibrahim? Well, what do you mean? He said, "Your cousin Ibrahim, the guy Ibrahim in the documentary is your cousin." And it blew me away. It really did. I was in shock, speechless. And it suddenly brought this whole revolution, it brought it home, it made it real, brought it to life. And I started to make arrangements to come and meet my cousin, give him a big hug, thank him and the youth, the rest of the residents of Benghazi and across the whole of Libya for their great efforts. And here we are. I mean, it's unreal. I'm still digesting it and taking it all in.
And for your information, most of liberators are educated, accountants, engineers. For example, I have master's degree from Malaysia. I came here to to find a good work and to start my future, to find a good wife, you know.
Where
but,
did you learn English?
I learned in Libya. I learned in Libya and in Malaysia.
Were you taught it in school?
Yeah, in the school by myself, you know. I used to always listen to, you know, English music to learn my, to improve my language, to gain more vocabularies. Actually, always I want to go to learn English in England or Australia or any country that, you know, they speak the first language is English, but they didn't have the chance yet.
Well, look, when you come to London, you stay at my place. I'll have a room prepared especially for you.
Thank you. So, as you see, I mean, I have master degree. I'm not, you know, killer. I'm not, you know, bad guy. I'm just educated, you know. But I found myself, you know, to do what the other does. I mean, to find weapon to fight against Gaddafi people because he has been killing our people, I mean, every day, you know. And there is no correct number about how many people have died in Benghazi. In my opinion, what I have seen here, my experience, I think there are more than 1,000. More than 1,000. They said 700, but I think it's more because there's many more people are missing until now. And others died, you know. So I think the total is more than 1,000. And I'm sure that most of them, normal people, educated, businessmen, entrepreneur, engineer, accountants, you know. But we found ourselves, you know, holding weapons, fighting.
He turned from a...
This is why, this is just for our freedom. We need our We need our freedom. We want to kick Gaddafi out of Libya. We don't want them. So why he insists to stay? We don't want them. We don't want he and the people around him. Because he took everything just for him, for his people. Just killing, you know.
Ibrahim turned from a peaceful protester into a liberator, somebody with a hunger and a desire for freedom. And he also has become a fighter. You know, he's never held a weapon before. He's spent the last couple of weeks in Misrata. Misrata, as we all know, has been under heavy shelling and heavy bombardment in recent weeks. And Ibrahim is one of the many regular guys that were on the front line, defending their country, trying to take back what's rightfully theirs, to kick the Gaddafi regime out. I mean, what was it like in Misrata?
Oh, in Misrata is totally different, because in Misrata the both sides got the same weapons, not the same. Of course, Gaddafi has, I mean, more technology weapons, but in Misrata there's, you know, the Gaddafi people in Misrata who killing Misrata people, they are from Tawarga, which is small village next to Misrata. And in Misrata, in Benghazi, for example, the fight, it was, you know, different, not equal, because Gaddafi got weapons, Gaddafi soldiers, ours we don't have. In Misrata, both of sides, they have weapons. Yeah. And Misrata people, they have the right because they are defending on this city and their families.
Misrata is very far away.
It's 200 kilometers from Tripoli.
There's a no-fly zone.
No.
How did you get there?
I went there by ship.
By what kind of a ship?
A fishing ship.
A fishing boat?
A fishing boat. A fishing boat, yeah.
And how long did it take you to get there?
It took 55 hours and we were like 14 of people.
14 people on
14 people.
And the rest of you were also people similar to yourself, freedom fighters? Freedom
fighters, yeah. They are never, you know, holding any kind of weapons before. But they have to, because the Misrata in the beginning, they need more people. Because, you know, Misrata, it's close, you know, just the border. This is the main thing, they can throw the things from there. Misrata, from here is Tawarga, all of them with Gaddafi, Sirt, Zintan. 3 cities over Misrata are from Gaddafi's side. So it's close, not same as Benghazi. Benghazi, we have Tobruk, Darna, Beida, so we can put the family in Egypt or in Tobruk or in Darna, and the youth to stay here to fight, you know. To be Benghazi as field of the fighting or something like that, you know, just to put the families outside. But in Misrata, it's totally different. When you in the front line in Misrata, at the same time you think about your sisters, brothers, parents, because no, in Misrata.
In Misrata.
For example, in Misrata, if your family there, as I have seen there, the people in the front line, they are fighting really strong, but at the same time they think about their families, because Muammar Gaddafi people, they're using Grad, which is
long-range missile.
Yeah, and randomly in the civilians areas, yeah. And I remember the last day, most of people have died, are children, women, and old people.
Weren't you scared?
What do you mean?
You know, weren't you fearful? It must have been scary to be on the front line, be under assault from long-range missiles.
Actually, it's just the first, you know, the first picture, the first when you hear like the Grad, you just for a moment, you're scared, but then no, of course, I don't know. Allah give you something in your heart, you know, more power, you know, to. Especially when you hear takbir, Allahu Akbar for Allah Akbar, because you know there in the front line there's people, you know, just don't fight, just they saying like Allahu Akbar to support us. So when you hear takbir, Allah give you more power to forward. Yeah, you know.
And are you a religious man? You know, do you pray 5 times a day? Do you? Is Islam an important part of your life?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. But I'm not multism. I mean, sometimes I pray, but sometimes not. But now I've been like a while. Yeah, I pray. Yeah.
And when you were fighting, you know, there's lots of talk. There's lots of fear in the West that the situation in Libya might attract people like extremists, people like Al Qaeda.
No.
Did you see any Al Qaeda people there?
No, of course not, man. We are Libyan. We defend about our country. Also, for information, there is a guy from Benghazi went to Misrata to fight, and he's 11 years old. And there is American guy. He's a Muslim. He's a Muslim since 8 years ago, and he came from America, US.
He's not Libyan.
He's American. He's from US. He's American. He came from USA. He's staying in Tbilisi for 3 days, and then he went to Misrata. He came from America to fight. He's American.
So he came from America, he stayed in Tbilisi, which is meant to be a 5-star hotel.
Yeah,
And then he went to Misrata,
yeah, he went to, and he know no one here. Accidentally, he met his friend. His friend is Libyan, but he used to live in America. He's living in America. And his neighbor or something like that, always they met in the mosque there. So his friend met him in Tbilisi. His friend told me this story about the American guy. He came, you know. So see, American guy, American person came from America. He's a Muslim and he won a jihad. So he went to Misrata. So no Qaeda, no what his Muammar saying. All what he's saying, just bullshit, liar, you know.
And so when Gaddafi leaves, what next for you and your friends and for
New
Libya?
future. A new future now. You know, before in Gaddafi regime period, we don't have wataniya. I don't know how to say it. Wataniya means that I have never holding the Libyan flag, the green Libyan flag. I
never felt patriotism.
Yeah.
Never felt patriotic.
But now it's totally different. It's Libya. It's my Libya. You know, it's our country. This flag, the Istiqlal, it's my flag. You know. The Libyan guy, he's my brother. Sometime, you know, after this regime, when we destroy the Katiba, we start hug each other, even we don't know them. Even if there's someone I don't like him or he doesn't like me, we just hug, you know, and like we are happy. And you know, تغيرنا توا قعدنا نحب بعضنا, we love each other, even we don't know them, you know, it's not same before, you know.
There's unity now. You're united as a people.
Yeah. So.
And so, what do you want to see happen after Gaddafi?
After Gaddafi, the future.
The ideal future.
There is many ideas. There is many ideas to develop our country. We are a petroleum country. We are a rich country. We have educated people. So we need to start. We need to develop our country, change the education system, change the health medical system here, because the health medical system and the education system is totally terrible in Libya. If you don't have education, good education, high education system, means you don't have developed country. So we need to change a lot of things, develop this country to be,
And you want to have a democratic country?
Yeah, of course.
Have the ability to choose your own government and to choose your own leaders?
Actually, I'm not political guy, but I don't know about this. I'm not. We want to kick Gaddafi outside. After that, we will see how. But about the developed country, you can ask me about the political or we choose. This is I don't know how to say it. بالعربي اوكي بس بالانجليزي صعب مصطلحات واجد ما بعرف ان شاء الله.
بقى قول بالعربي وانا نقول لك كيف تقول لهم بالانجليزي.
عادي. طبعا نحن نبغوا نختاروا انتخابات، نديروا انتخابات ان كل رئيس يورينا شنو عنده لمده 4 سنين. رئيس هذا مثلا 4 سنين شنو دار لنا. عندنا الحريه نحن اوكي ما دارش حاجه، يكون في انتخابات كل 4 سنين في انتخابات، نحن ننتخبوه مره اخرى او ما ورانا شيء ما دارش حاجه يجي الرئيس اللي بعدها.
So you'd like to see a selection of leaders with different manifestos, and based on their manifestos, you then have the ability to vote, choose your own leader, and hence developing a democratic society. This is your wish.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. How are we doing, Matt?
Doing very well.
Give us any guidance, any suggestions?
4 minutes left. If you could get in a little, so I can see both of you. All right, here's a question. Now go back 4 months to January. What were your thoughts then? But before all this, now compare your thoughts then to compare your thoughts now. Was there a lot of fear before in January, before this whole thing happened?
You mean when Tunisia and Egypt happened, or
No,
before even that?
Before before that.
Okay.
Just think back to what you were experiencing. If you walked by the Katiba 4 months ago, did you feel fear? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, we can't pass by Katiba. We were like, we need to change the regime, but it's really difficult to do it. But it's happened now. But for شايف سؤال صعب شوية هو.
It's quite a difficult question.
ما فهمتش أنا أصلاً شنو يبي.
Why not ask him if you could go back? What would you change? Is there anything you would change?
That's not exactly what I'm asking, though.
Yeah, okay, but the answer to your question is of course there was fear.
شنو fear؟ شنو هي؟
كنتوا خايفين قبل ما
fear. صار واحد ما كناش نعرف إنه بتصير حاجة هي.
Yeah, they were none the wiser. They didn't know that this was going to happen. They thought that they had Gaddafi and it was going to continue. There was some hope that maybe Saif was going to be groomed to take over, and that Saif was a reformist, and he had a better idea in terms of leading the country and developing it and investing in it. But nobody saw this coming.
Okay, that's exactly what I was getting at.
Okay. It's quite tough for him to. He's saying it's tough for him to sort of express himself that level of detail in English.
Okay. Let's see. There's one other thing. Okay, what got you out on February 15th, or when you first started marching?
Yeah, we were in front of. It was at 11 a.m.
You personally.
أنت شخصياً شنو اللي طلعك؟ أنت شنو اللي حسيت روحك خلاص لازم نطلع؟ شنو كان الحاجة اللي خلاك خلاص لازم نطلع؟
Because I saw all of people they went out. All of people they went to for the demonstration. Half of Benghazi people. So of course I have to join to them. I'm not the first guy who went out. Before me was hundreds in 17th. Went out for the demonstration. So yeah, of course, because all our requests was like the freedom, change the regime, democratic country.
These people were strangled. And when he saw his friends, his fellow countrymen rise up he couldn't sit back and just watch it unfold and not get involved. He had to get involved. He was obliged to get involved. And then nature took a course of its own. As soon as people started to get shot and people were killed and gunned down by anti-aircraft artillery, that encouraged them even more. I mean, there was no turning back after that. And in many respects, they wanted revenge. They wanted these people out. This was their city, and it was hijacked effectively for 42 years. So this is a grassroots revolution. It's not a religious revolution. It's not a political revolution. It's a revolution of the masses. The masses. I mean, this place has been a pressure cooker for 42 years, and 15th of February, the lid just blew off. And these guys haven't looked back. It took them 4 days to liberate Benghazi. And you've seen the city the last few days. People, whilst there's a lot of chaos and there's a lot of work to do, people are incredibly happy. Question is now, the same needs to happen in Brega, Ras Lanuf, Sirt, Nasrata, and the final battleground will be in Tripoli, and that's what everybody is striving for at the moment.